Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Crickbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
Another quick turnaround and a spicy match for very different reasons is going to be match number 2. This is coming to you from Sharjah. Pakistan buoyant after that victory against India, but it is a strange old thing. Met a few Pakistani fans in Dubai last night after the game, and normally you expect, all the accolades and everything saying we beat India. They were saying job only half done. The one we really want to win is New Zealand. And Harsha, obviously, there are a few other reasons for it, not reasons we would have wanted, but certainly after the tour cancellation.
I've long held this contrary view. I think New Zealand, England not going has helped Pakistan, because they ended up discovering that playing a lot of players in their domestic cricket who would not have got a game otherwise. And they were not on view yesterday, but Fakhar Zaman comes back in, Haider Ali comes back in, so many they probably wouldn't have come in. But I think that's a huge game. Yeah.
No, you make a good point. I was just giving you the fans' perspective.
Yeah. And the fan should think, a rational fan should think like that. I think there'll be a larger number of fans who will say, "Ab kuch bhi ho, koi baat nahi, humne match to jeet liya hamari," which a lot of Indian fans say when you beat Pakistan as well. But for the entire group, it's a great game.
No, I'm also thinking that every Indian fan who's actually watching the game and reading the game would be supporting Pakistan tomorrow. Because what you really want to do is
India's only chance of topping the group.
Correct, but I think that is a far too distant a dream. There might be a group of fans who say, "Come on, New Zealand, beat Pakistan. Then we will beat New Zealand, get a three-way tie, and then start demolishing everybody else and go up a net run rate." But you know what?
Yeah,
dreams are called dreams for a reason. So it'll be interesting to see what the average. It's a good poll to put out actually tomorrow. Hey India, are you supporting New Zealand or are you supporting Pakistan tomorrow? It happens so often in the IPL, isn't it? Every day you're supporting a different side.
So two different reasons, Joy, as you put it, for supporting. I mean, you need to support New Zealand if you're thinking long-term of topping the group, and Pakistan for different reasons.
Yeah, my point is that if you look at New Zealand, what you have to look at is say that, can I make up that net run rate? That's the thing, that's the question. And every team will be looking at Namibia and Scotland and saying that, how much am I going to get there? Because, that's the one that you're going to do, and that's the one that's not in your control. And everyone will say, you're not going to get crushing 100-run victories or 120, 30-run victories every day. You're not going to... I'm sure Scotland will put up a better result, and so will Namibia. So, if you don't get those results, perhaps you're better off saying that if Pakistan beats, then I have a better run at number 2 than I do otherwise.
Well, let's have a look at the squads. I'm not sure there's any reason for Pakistan perhaps to change such a recent winning combination. Everyone, they seem to have ticked all boxes, Harsha. Is there any reason you'd want to look at anyone else for the moment?
No, five proper bowlers. I think the big plus for them was Shadab bowling 4 overs the other day. But to cover up for that, he'd already bowled Hafiz for a couple of overs. And so as it turned out, Imad Wasim didn't bowl that. The only concern could probably be the 5th bowler. Hassan Ali tends to be a little predictable, but he's also the tonker who'll win you games from 8 and 9. But they've got Hafiz, so the track is gripping a little bit. Hafiz will be your 6th bowler. But these are generally 5 very good bowlers, so they don't have to. With Pakistan, you never have to worry about the bowling. It's whether the batsmen are doing enough. And what happened with what the bowlers did against India was keep the score down to allow Pakistan to bat the way they like to play. If you see, the finishing kick came much later. For a long time, they were scoring at about 6.5 and over, which is how they like to start. The bowlers allowed them to do that. Now, if they are batting first, then I would like to see how Pakistan structure there, because they're up against a good bowling side. Make no mistake. Trent Bolt, Lockie Ferguson, who's a third seamer? They'll play Tim Southey maybe, or Kyle Jamieson, maybe Tim Southey as the third. I would have preferred they play Adam Milne, but he's not in the side. He's the reserve player. Ish Sodhi is a perfectly fine leg spinner, and they'll probably play Santner, Joy?
Santner? Yeah. Santner, 100% Santner.
With Nisham
he did
as
well
a
in the
bowler.
warm-up games. Yeah, absolutely. So this is an excellent side. This is an excellent New Zealand side, but it's a relatively untested side. And other than Kane Williamson, they have talented batsmen. They don't have regular batsmen who've scored tons of international runs. That's the one thing. Glenn Phillips is a talented player. Tim Seifert is a talented player. But really, if you look at that, it's Guptill and Williamson who scored the bulk of runs. And Guptill has never done well,
In Asia.
anyway, in Asia. So that's the one thing you look at Williamson and say you're the main guy. The interesting thing is that the only change I'd look at for Pakistan as well is to say, can Haider Ali? I know why they picked Shoaib Malik and Mohammad Hafiz for the last match, because it's an India-Pakistan match, and those are the matches where those old war horses sort of smell the gunpowder and go for it, because they've played so many of these matches. Now you don't have the pressure of that kind of a situation. Why play two 40-year-olds? I'd probably say, given between Shoaib Malik and Mohammad Hafiz, pick one of them. I'd still pick Hafiz because I think he's a bit fitter and he bowls a little bit more. Right now, though, Shoaib was a decent bowler in his time. And then say, get in a Haider Ali, because he's a young gun who I think they need to give a bit of a run to. I wouldn't change anything with the bowling right now.
I think the reason they picked Shoaib is and Gautam, you're at the CPL where Shoaib couldn't put bat to ball, right? He could not score a run for love of money or whatever. But the reason apparently they picked Shoaib the other day was because they realized that there's not a lot of 140 plus bowling happening here. They think that Shoaib with age has lost the ability to play fast bowling, but on these tracks he'll be very good where there's a lot of 130 under 130 kind of bowling, and that was the reason I think they picked Shoaib Malik the other day. But with the West Indies, with South Africa, sorry, I'm called every team except the right one. With New Zealand, there's only one with genuine pace, right? New ball Bolt might do a bit. There's only Ferguson, so I don't know. They might still pick him again. I don't know.
Well, that is
but you make a valid point. Haider Ali is the future.
It'll be interesting to see if they do go with it, or purely say winning combination 2 days later. Let's just take the momentum and go. Oh, so we're not supposed to use that word. Let's just take
mass into velocity.
There you go. We've got physics lessons as well coming in. But yeah, Devon Conway, one more X factor for New Zealand who could.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, Gautam. You've seen a lot of Glenn Phillips, Tim Seifert, and the others there. Now, normally Tim Seifert opens the batting, Phillips slots it anywhere, right? Where does Conway play in that side? Do they say, okay, Conway, you open, and Phillips and Seifert bat 4 and 5?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the issue with Conway, is where they slot him in, because both Phillips and Seifert are sort of flexible. They prefer it. Give them a choice. Both of them would want to open with each other. But obviously, you've got someone like Martin Guptill out there with that experience. But I mean, Phillips, you're missing out on something if you're not letting him open the batting. Seifert's a great finisher. So that's a great swap you can have in there. Conway, where they slot in, maybe 3 or 4. Certainly he's shown he's an asset, not just in T20 cricket, but in Test cricket as well.